Welcome back to the How We Can Heal podcast. Today, our guest is Molly Mahoney. Molly is a mezzo soprano with a passion for all things music and song. She performs opera, jazz, and cabaret, and brings classical training and deep emotional truth to everything she sings. She holds a master's degree in vocal performance from the San Francisco Conservatory of Music and has appeared with leading Bay Area organizations, including West Edge Opera, West Bay Opera, and Livermore Opera. She's been singing with big bands since she was 10 years old, performed with Frank Sinatra's longtime musical director, and her recordings have been named top must-have releases by Opera News. Her current artistic focus is her collaboration with Grammy-winning pianist John Wilson, presenting performances and recordings that highlight the timeless beauty of the Great American Songbook. Today, we'll talk about their recent release, Over the Rainbow, and the meaning Molly finds in performing and sharing this heartfelt song. We'll also get into the therapeutic aspects of voice, song, and music, and explore how we can use music to help us meet the challenges of life, honor our vulnerability, and connect with and share our unique voice with the world. Molly came into my life in a unique and funny way we'll share here in just a moment, and I'm so grateful to share her wisdom and skill with you here today. Please join me in welcoming Molly Mahoney to the show. Molly Mahoney to the How We Can Heal podcast. I'm so happy to have you here. Cheers.
Cheers. We're doing it.
How are you today?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling happy. It's raining. My toddler's out in the... He's not a toddler. What am I even talking about?
Kid, your child.
He's a person. My child is out in the world enjoying the morning. And I'm here with you.
And we're here together. All the deep breaths for the
what
mamas.
the world needs now. And especially mamas.
Yes. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. So, listeners, welcome to our conversation. Molly and I have known each other since 2012-ish.
Yeah, I think 2011.
2009. I don't know.
Roundabouts. Yeah.
A decade and a half plus, or minus, or plus. And so we might just be a little bit silly. And I welcome you to join us in that. Fun fact, Molly and I met on Craigslist.
That's our claim to fame.
I
need to do like a Craigslist feature.
Does Craigslist still exist? I think so. So we ended up doing an exchange for yoga and voice lessons, and we became good friends. And Molly is an opera singer,
amongst other vocalizations.
Amongst so many amazing vocalizations, and has so many skills and talents. And she focuses on therapeutic work in her private singing practice. And so I'm excited to have this conversation and share it with folks today. And I'd love to know, asking for a friend, how does one become an opera singer, Molly? How did you become an opera singer?
I didn't intend to.
A singer of all sorts and types. I don't mean to put you in a silo here, but you have pipes. Let's just put it that way.
I do sing opera. My parents say that I was singing ever since I could talk. I was just making sounds and singing, and music was always a part of my life. And I didn't necessarily think about genres until maybe I was a teenager, and I started singing with a big band for the first time at age 10 in New York. And so I really knew specifically, okay, I love this style of music. And then it wasn't until I went to college that I even really knew about opera and studied and thought, yes, I want to do it all. So at the time I was singing with an R&B band, a salsa band, singing in choir, singing Carmen in college. What else was I doing? Obviously, like art songs and stuff in my voice lessons, singing with a big band. And I just love the variety that our voices can make. And so many different styles of music make you move and sing in different ways.
Yeah. What is it about music. It's so uniquely powerful.
It is. Yeah, I don't know the science behind it. I just know the feelings behind it.
And I know you and I trade articles all the time when we find
Yeah.
the therapeutic benefits of voice or chanting or singing together
Yeah.
or, you know, yoga, ohms, all of that.
Yeah. And
There's
I'm like,
science
yep,
behind
I
these
felt
things.
that.
We
Yep,
see
we
it,
know
we
that.
feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. Our mamas knew that when they were singing to us, and we knew that deep, deep inside, with or without the articles. Like, just, I sang to Zephyr so much when I was pregnant. I sang all the time, and it just felt like our secret language, the way that I could best communicate with him. And I know you did too. It's such a special way to start that relationship.
It's such a beautiful thing to have as a regular part of your life, too, because
Yeah.
for me, I love and appreciate music, but sometimes I just forget that you can have it on in the background all the time and it just makes life smoother.
Mm. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
right now, I have certain sets of music on and repeat in the background and
Yeah.
songs stuck in my head. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah.
person who almost always has a song stuck in my head, to be honest, but it's like you can also play things that change in the background and set the mood and support you
Yeah.
through.
Support you through transitions. I've
Yes.
seen that so much with my 3-year-old and your almost 3-year-old, that it reminds me that, oh, yeah, I can use these same transitions for myself in creating a mood for myself, and singing things help me to transition from work to play. I mean, everything's play, but
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
to amp myself up in the mornings and to help bring down myself in the evenings. And yeah, there's a song for every moment. And of course, quiet is good at times too.
Sure.
Um, but yeah, having a music for every moment can be really beautiful as a soundtrack
Mhm.
to your life.
Yes. And you recently released a new single,
I did.
Somewhere Over
Yeah.
the Rainbow. Tell us about that and what led to that.
Yeah. So I have this new collaborative relationship, artistic relationship with John Wilson, a pianist in San Francisco, and we just immediately felt this artistic chemistry. And we're like, okay, we have to record, we have to perform. And so we recorded 3 tunes in December, and we released Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas
Yes.
a couple days before Christmas. And then the song Over the Rainbow from, of course, the best movie in the world, Wizard of Oz. And we really wanted to record this one in particular because we both are deeply connected to it. And as I think everyone I've ever talked to about this song it was the number one song by AFI, the film of the last century, for a reason. Like, the number
Yeah.
one most beloved song. It really speaks to everybody. And especially when you include all the lyrics, it shows this isn't a naive hope. This is a beautiful hope with the recognition of that life isn't always so easy. It starts off when all the world is a hopeless jumble.
Yeah.
When all the world is a hopeless jumble, and the raindrops tumble all around.
Yeah.
So it recognizes that there are times of hardship, challenging times, painful times. And when you think about even when this was written, sure, it was written for a movie, but the time in which it was written, 1939, think
Mm.
of what was happening in the world. Like,
Yeah.
this song was written out of a similar time when people were feeling it,
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah.
feeling the stresses, big things happening.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this song really meets that moment in that way. and feels very connecting to sing. And it feels like the gift that I can give to people right now to listen and sing along with this amazing, amazing song by Harold Arlen and Yip Harburg. It's just magic.
And what does it do for you when you sing the song? Like if you think of how you're feeling before, during, after, what's the
Mm.
arc of that?
It starts off, maybe I'm feeling like I need to sing it. And so maybe I'm feeling a little contracted or a little uncertain. And then, like I said at the beginning, this at the beginning of the song, when all the world is a hopeless jumble, and acknowledging what's happening, even just acknowledging that already starts to like ground you.
Mm.
And then as you continue to follow the flow of these lyrics and think about, it's not the rainbow, it's not this like cotton candy dream we're after, it's a place beyond the rainbow. It's what's past that. And that, when you think about headed towards this beautiful place that we all know that we can bend the arc toward, I start to feel more expansion in my chest. I start to feel like I can breathe a little deeper. And then, the song gets more climactic. There are these long held notes. Behind me somewhere. Always feels so good to sing held long notes to exhale.
Yes.
It feels
Yes.
so good to exhale. And then afterward, sometimes I'm literally like buzzing.
Mm.
I can go from a feeling of maybe even not kind of holding my breath to expansion and feeling like, yes, we can get there. We can do this.
Yeah, like a sense of hope or a sense of
Exactly.
the expansion, the opening, rather than the
Yeah.
contracting or responding to the difficulty. Like you acknowledge it,
Yeah.
breathe through it, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then find your way to the other side.
Yeah. The possibility, even of the
Mhm.
other side. It's like you don't even have to think, okay, we're there or we can get there next month, but just knowing where you're headed.
Yes. I told you I saw this quote yesterday: art can transform suffering into beauty. And it just makes me
Mm,
think of that. You can use any form of art, and singing and songwriting or singing being one of them. You
yeah.
can, you know, move into what you're feeling, acknowledge it, and then
Yeah.
art can kind of take us for a ride through that.
Yes. And singing is, I feel, particularly powerful in that way because we've got the breath. We're like
Mm,
physically changing our body as we are singing
yeah.
and exhaling, which we know is so. Um, here I go with a little hydration station. Take
Yes.
a little breath, everybody.
Molly always has taught me to not clear my throat, but to
Right.
drink water instead. And
Hmm.
so, those of you who
Hmm.
watch the video version of this podcast and see me chugging water, I've had some allergies over the last few years. So, I feel like I'm always having to clear my throat, especially
Mm.
talking here. So, cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that. Hydrating. So, with the act of singing, you're breathing. You're giving yourself a massage with your diaphragm. And singing in particular, we've got lyrics. We've got these words that can help guide us on this story. I awake and rub my eyes, and in that land beyond the skies, you'll find
Yeah.
me.
Words and a melody and
Mm-hmm.
instruments. And I know I'm not a musician myself in a professional sense by any
Yeah.
means, but even I've heard people who perform often talking about doing coordination exercises with the band, like throwing around a hacky sack or
Mm-hmm.
doing some sort of game to get in tune with each other. So I think of that too from the actively creating music standpoint of
Yeah.
attuning to musicians, of being together in creating this thing that's,
Yeah.
and anyone I've known who's performed also says like there's moments where it's very human on stage where something
Yes.
goes just off time, or there's something that was supposed to happen that doesn't, something that wasn't supposed to happen that does, but there's something
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
organic about that too. And being in the audience rarely, I mean, I never noticed people like, oh, did you see that moment? No, it was
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
right? I didn't catch anything, right? But
Yeah.
there can be this co-creative process that
Yeah.
happens for musicians performing and recording together. And then I
Mm-hmm.
think as a participant in that, as a listener, you become kind of a part of that, right? Because there's so
Yeah.
much happening at once. There's whatever musical instruments are at play, and the vocals and the tempo, and all
Yeah.
of it can come together in this way that sort of draws you in. And we all hear different things when we listen too.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the things that we resonate with more.
Yeah. Yeah. There is no live performance without an audience.
Yeah.
And when you're on stage and feeling people breathe, feeling people, even sometimes people kind of vocalize when you say you're about to sing a song or at the end of a song or something, and people are, they're wanting to make that sound with you. It's magic in terms of each performance is different. It
Mm.
could be the same set list, the same venue, the same accompanist, but there's something different in the air each time.
Yeah. Yeah. So singing and performance can be a transformative experience for everyone involved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
a
how I do
journey.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How have you seen music or singing transform people emotionally in some of your work one-on-one with folks?
Mm. I have loved working with all experience levels, all ages even, and in recent years have kind of narrowed down my studio more towards beginning adult singers, or not even necessarily beginning, but just people who love to sing as a creative outlet and recognize or are learning to recognize the benefits in both their personal and professional lives of taking some time to connect with your alignment and your breath and making some melodies. And so I don't know if it's because of you, but I tend to find and connect with a lot of therapists. So I have like, I think four therapists in my voice studio right now.
Nice.
One of them is a Jungian therapist. And with her permission, I asked her if I could share a little bit about her experience. So we've been working together exclusively over Zoom because she found me during the pandemic, and we just carried on through Zoom. And so even through Zoom, we've found this connection. And she said that learning to sing with me has helped her literally find somatic ways to release parts of her body that have been holding an early inhibition
Mm,
while bathing in the warmth of my support and healing her earliest attachment, her attachment to her mother, who didn't sing around the home.
yeah.
And therefore, she didn't sing when she was a child.
Yeah.
And this way of exploring your voice, exploring that freedom of expression that she didn't connect with as a child, we're able to do so now with
Mm,
laughter, with fun, and with spaciousness to explore. And it feels really meaningful to me to guide people in this therapeutic way. And I think one of the things I especially love about working with adults is knowing that they have support systems in their lives. They either are therapists or are seeking therapy. And then this is a way that we can lightly explore some of those topics that may come up in therapy or come up because they have done the work themselves.
Yeah.
And then they can take anything deeper back to their therapist, but that we're able to literally breathe and sing and yell if we need to, and vocalize and get to know some of those things that maybe weren't explored or expressed as a kid.
Mm.
And it just feels so intuitive to me. And so it really feels extra meaningful in that way to work with clients
And
like her.
it's so powerful to connect that act of singing to attachment and
Mm.
inhibition too,
Yeah.
right? I mean, I took lessons with you for years and I resonate with the warm bask of your
Yeah.
glow that she described because you have a really beautiful presence with people. And I know that you're not focused on, you can coach people for performance
Mm-hmm.
100%, but
Mm-hmm.
you're not focused on outcome in a way that has any kind of toxic pushback, right? Like
Yeah.
your approach is so beautifully holistic and integrative of the joy and the freedom and the emotion and the fullness and the ease of breath. Like there's so
Mm-hmm.
much woven in there that feels so healthy to
Mm.
me. And I believe I told you when we met, I went to a singing lesson just at the local rec center when I was
Mm-hmm.
probably 16. I remember I was in high school and I wanted to sing. I was like, I want to just feel relaxed and like I can belt out a tune if I hear it. You're not just in the car or in the shower, but in front of
Right.
other people too. And this really sweet person had a piano and it was in an environment that was familiar to me, the Beresford Rec Center in San Mateo. And she just
Yeah.
played probably a C, like, okay, sing that.
Mm.
And I felt like I couldn't.
Yeah.
Like I was like, uh, uh.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I left. I was like,
Mm.
I can't, I'm not going to do this. This is like, and so I've
Adjust.
thought after the fact of that, like,
Yeah.
what's that about? Right. And
Yeah.
so many decades later, reflecting on adolescence and voice and expression, or even being
Mm.
female in the world and being, there's so many things that I think
Yeah.
could layer on top of that. But when I remember that moment right now, I can feel the constriction of it.
Yeah.
I remember it, right? And it is like it's an inhibition.
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably so much layered messaging in that, but so beautiful to have an experience. And again, this isn't my focus in life. I never even was like, oh, I want to perform. But, you know, if I end up being in
Yeah.
your Christmas special, I welcome
Yes,
that,
please.
please. I've
Yeah.
moved up from being wanting to be in the chorus of your Christmas special to I want a duet.
Do it.
It can be jingle bells. It's fine.
Let's do it.
I don't think there's two parts to that. But anyway, maybe there are. So to be able to move through that isn't
Mm-hmm.
something, even in a very somatic therapy session,
Mm.
it's just not something that would come up. We would talk about voice. We might focus on neck or
Mm.
shoulders or releasing shudders or even moving through in yoga. The om is one
Yeah.
opportunity to vocalize. I remember the
Yeah.
first time I ohmed in a yoga class being like, oh, this feels weird. Everyone's ohming for a
Mm-hmm.
number of reasons. And then getting comfortable with that. And then as a teacher, even when I first came to you, feeling like I just want to feel more celebratory in this. I don't want to feel
Yeah.
self-conscious at all about like I want to know what note do I pick or
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
how do I hold the space for the room that feels like that really warm resonance vibe instead of like
Mm-hmm.
awkward or forced or inhibited. And so there's just so much that can come
Mm.
through in just picking a song that brings you joy,
Exactly.
perhaps a song from The Little Mermaid,
Perhaps.
perhaps, and then singing it with
Yeah.
someone who's there supporting you, who can use all of the tools, right? The lip
Yeah.
bubbles or the scales or the fun phrases and help you move, or the imagery, right? Within your
Yeah.
body. That's, I think, very different than somatic psychotherapy, right? I don't
Mm.
talk about a cathedral in
Yeah.
your chest or your head when now I do.
Yeah.
But I didn't learn that from a somatic therapy training. Those are
Yeah.
things that are really valuable that you bring and create this sense of, or invite a
Hmm.
sense of ease and freedom. And I'll say, knowing you and Madison, who's been on the podcast,
Right.
like
Yeah.
I even breathe differently while I'm
Hmm.
podcasting
Yeah. Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
the two of you. And so thank
Absolutely.
you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, I think having a guide, if there is that inhibition, can be so helpful because I can let you know, yes, you're you're singing in tune, or that pitch that you sang was a little under, and it's possibly because it was a little under supported. We need to get the breath going a little more. Or, maybe let's try a different vowel shape. So I think some of the inhibition, and not everybody has it, but some of the inhibition to singing can be because we feel like we have to just be born and have this innate ability to just sing, but recognizing that it can be a skill. And yes, I went to like 6 years of school to learn about singing. And yes, I also did sing everywhere as a child, but I also had training. And you can have training too. And that it doesn't detract from it feeling like you or your personal expression to have some guidance along the way. It can just help to free and unlock. You wouldn't expect to do so many other things in life. You wouldn't expect to be a master painter or NBA player or any of these things without some sort of coach or teacher or even a book, you know,
Practice,
some
training,
practice, training.
reflection, a relationship where someone can hear
Yeah,
you and give feedback, hopefully in a constructive and loving way.
exactly. And the voice, somehow, because it's a part of us, for some people can have that feeling of, oh, I was told by one person that I should just mouth the words, and so there's no hope for me. I'm just not going to sing. It can feel so real. And so I invite those people to reach out because there's steps we can take
Yeah.
to find your voice. And you don't need to take voice lessons to audition for American Idol. Like, you can just take voice lessons because you want to sing an anniversary song for your partner, or you want to sing karaoke, or you want to sing in the car,
Yeah.
or just as a way to explore your body and your expression in a way that you never have before.
Yeah. There's so many ways too.
Mm,
He said, find your voice and free your voice, which can be such a theme in so many forms of trauma or oppression, right? There can be
yeah.
this like sense of voicelessness or
Yeah.
of the lack of the power of your voice or the resonance of it, or that, or
Yeah.
people even listening, do they care? And so I think
Yeah.
that's even like your client was showcasing
Mm,
that attachment piece of singing with someone, singing to someone, getting
yeah.
this exchange going. And then maybe even, and I think different people have different inclinations. Some people want to be in front of a big audience and share it. Some
Yeah.
people that brings a lot of restriction or
Yeah.
anxiety or excitement, right? It can be all
Yeah.
kinds of
Yeah.
mixes of things, but
Yeah.
we can just explore like what's in there. And
Mm-hmm.
for those of us who maybe aren't thinking about music or singing all the time, and I know there's all kinds of music therapists and art therapists, and there's these different angles we can work with ourselves, but
Mm-hmm.
this is one that can be so powerful and translate, right? And I
Yeah.
would say because of the work we did together, there's just more ease for me. And I've
Mm.
had so many people since then. I'm just singing along to whatever song is stuck in my head
Yeah.
or to a song that's on the radio playing in the
Yeah.
background. People, oh, you have a beautiful voice. And it's very reassuring to be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I accessed that
Mm.
freedom, right?
Yeah.
Or a sense of ease of, oh, I can just sing along to this
Yeah.
through the work that we did. And it's just this everyday joy to
Mm.
sing along with a song. I mean, even sometimes I'm working out
Yeah.
and a song comes on and I'll just sing along
Yeah.
with it. And it's so much more fun
That's so
It's so
special
much
to
more fun. I
hear.
could be running on the treadmill, right? And I'm just like, belt
Yeah.
out part of the chorus
Yeah.
and it's so much more fun. And having a young child, right?
Yeah.
That so many of these things we do as adults that are like taskmaster, I got to do my
Mm.
workout and I got to express myself and work on my communication.
Right.
Those can be so fun for
Yeah.
kids. They're just climbing the walls and belting out a tune. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
that freedom and that ease and that joy and that play that we can bring into
Mm.
something that as adults becomes serious or stale or restricted.
Yeah. Yeah. Whenever I find myself too serious, whether it's, expectations of myself or feeling the weight of the world or any of these things, when I find myself being too serious, I turn to music. And music helps me find the lightness, the delight. And in a song, back to Over the Rainbow, it helps me acknowledge the heaviness
Yes.
while also breathing and moving through and thinking about hope and possibility and holding all that there is to being alive. Like, we don't have to ignore the difficult stuff
Yeah.
to prance around and sing.
Yeah, we can acknowledge it and move
Mhm.
through, move with it, right?
Yeah.
Move amidst it. And I love the connection you mentioned of the earlier time frame when this song was written,
Yeah,
because it even connects us across history and
exactly.
reminds us that growth is not linear for any
Yeah,
individual, growth is not linear for any society.
right.
We're a part of so much more, and our choices matter for us and for the people that we're connected to and
Yeah,
beyond that. And so when we can acknowledge this is painful, this
yeah,
is difficult,
yeah.
and we have something to connect to, a
Mm-hmm.
song that was recorded by a friend or someone with positive intention, that was written with
Yeah,
heart, and we
yeah.
can connect with that. We can be a part of it. We can sing along to it or dance to
Yes,
it or just
yes.
sit and listen quietly, like whatever
Yeah,
that is. It can acknowledge the depth of the challenge
yeah,
and take us in a different direction
yeah.
than staying just usurped by that.
Right.
It can take us to a place, like you said, of
Right.
play, of silliness, of openness, of expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel like that matters. I know so many
Yeah,
therapists, helpers, healers, yogis who
yeah,
are feel the weight when they
yeah,
see anyone they love being harmed in the
yeah,
world, socially, structurally, politically. There's so much
yeah,
happening. And, any day you open up the news and there's
yeah.
something,
I
whether it's
think,
in the
mhm,
US and countries throughout the world, natural disasters, all this stuff, right? It's a
yeah,
lot. There's a lot of trauma that we're processing collectively. And we have that connection across the world now, too, where we're
yeah,
digesting not just super local news, we're
exactly.
digesting a lot. So when we have a tool that can help us go, ooh, this is a lot and I'm feeling it,
Mm-hmm.
and can bring us to a sense of expansion, connection with each other, and
Mm-hmm.
ease, like gold, just gold.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You bring up such a good point in terms of people holding so much, and I
Yeah.
feel like this is such a time to pay attention. In this time when we all feel like we're holding, it can be nice to just set it down for a moment, have a breath, and take some time for yourself to listen, sing, hum along, create
Mm,
those good vibrations. Yeah.
yes. And the
Mm-hmm.
vibrations and the impact of breath and the body. And I want to
Mm-hmm.
ask you a little more about breath, but I just had
Yeah,
this
yeah.
awareness as you're talking that, a lot of my work focuses on dissociation. And when we think of dissociation, we think about the skill of containing the hard stuff, right?
Mm.
And this spectrum of it, like the highway hypnosis, I missed my exit, I was lost in thought, versus like
Mm.
I forgot my entire childhood, which people
Mm.
say to me often. But we can also end up dissociating from our joy, from our
Mm.
innocence, from play, right? And I know folks that I've worked with where there's a part of them that holds that, right? And that
Mm.
keeps it alive.
Yeah.
But we're also in that transition, that arc you map for this song of
Yeah.
moving from contraction to expansion,
Yeah.
that's also association. That's also reassociation. That's also
Mhm.
connecting to truth, right?
Yeah.
It's not that the truth is only the painful stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
The truth is our innocence and our joy and our power and our capacity. And so I love that you're mapping that this all mixes in to even
Mhm.
one single song, one
Right.
experience
Right.
of choosing a song, of singing it, of listening to it, that all of that can be alive in it.
Yeah.
So
I'll
about
take a breath for that. Yeah.
breath, yes. How do you see breath
Hmm.
practice showing up for folks? What are some
Hmm.
common challenges for people? And what are some
Yeah.
things that you encourage and see bring that sense of
Yeah.
physiological expansion?
I see a lot in my students and in myself when we're focused on what's in front of us. Shoulders come forward, our laptops, our phone, everything's here. And so, one of the first things we do in a session together is think about our alignment, our foundation of alignment, and roll our shoulders back and do a little bit of touch, like a little pectoralis, little temporalis, and just kind of see and feel what's there. And then think about breath. So I always touch on a little bit of alignment first, because if we're like hunched or cramped or something like that, we don't have that capacity to breathe. So just acknowledging, okay, could I be in a little bit more alignment now? And then think, okay, let's inhale through our nose. Exhale on an SH maybe. We do a few of those as we scan and think about our alignment a little bit more and feel our body moving. Your
Yes.
body can move as you breathe.
Yes.
When we're just going about our day, unfortunately, oftentimes on a laptop, something like that, we don't need a whole lot of inhale, exhale exchange. And so when we move to singing, it can be a moment of more on the inhale and definitely lots more on the exhale.
Yeah.
Our breath often slows down because we're inhaling and exhaling longer. And even just taking 2 minutes of this for yourself at the beginning of your day, before you're on video calls, before you're out in the world, taking 2 minutes of it doesn't even have to be some special prescribed breath practice. Just check out your alignment so that you have the capacity to breathe a little bit more. And then just notice what's moving: your rib cage, your belly,
Mm.
the sides of your body, and then maybe even your low back is moving a little bit.
Yes.
And I love to do this lying on the back with knees bent. I know that's a hashtag yoga pose. So
Yes, it
doing
is.
that and feeling your lower back into the floor. So I see so much in myself and in others when we're focused on a task, or when we're, like I said before, feeling maybe really serious, or of course when things get overwhelming
Mm.
or even towards panic,
Yeah.
coming back to alignment and breath. You know, people see me with ease and giggles and a lot of laughter. But, I'm a person too. And in my hard, challenging moments, I come back to these same things too. I'm like strangely afraid of lightning and thunder. And
Mm.
so there was recently a lot of lightning and thunder. I went into the hallway, pressed my back against the wall,
Yes.
felt that grounding, and then I breathed and I could feel my low back against the wall,
Yes.
using my own tools. And then, I belted out some Brahms,
There you
these long
go.
exhales. And in the face of it, I started to kind of giggle and laugh because I'm thinking, like, here I am singing this art song to nobody because of this lightning and thunder. And over the course of like 2 minutes, I felt so much better. And I knew because I was taking my body through something instead of just like holding on for dear life and trying to
Yes.
wait for something to pass.
Yes. So much wrapped up in there.
So I know,
I
like,
resonate with it too because our laundry room is like a long, narrow
oh
hall.
yeah, yeah.
And I always do that. I press my back against the wall, let the back of my head rest for a
Mm-hmm.
moment, breathe into the back of my body. And it doesn't even have to be, I mean, just life is going on. It's just this
Mm-hmm.
nice reset, right? Of, okay,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I just move the clothing from the washer to the dryer and I'm about to squat down or grab things out of the dryer. And it's like, oh, I can just feel this support and contact.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different than lying on your back. It has a different sensation. And you
Mm-hmm.
can breathe into all the way into your low back. And
Yeah.
even my postpartum pelvic floor rehab was breathing into that, like just easy, deep, smooth
Yeah.
breaths, just like yoga, just like
Yeah.
singing,
Yeah.
you know, child's pose deep breaths. This can be so therapeutic. And if we
Mm-hmm.
don't have a lot of restriction, it just feels
Mm-hmm.
nice and easy and flowy. But when we do have something that's half consciously, subconsciously restricted, we meet it there. We're like, oh, hi, there you are. That's what you're doing back there. And then I
Yeah.
had this thought as you're describing it of like the goddesses of the thunderstorm being like, make her sing again. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful. She's saying, what?
Like I
We're
said,
so happy.
I love that. I am totally going to think about that next time I Ah, I think these micro moments. Okay, so now next time you're in your laundry room doing your alignment, foundation one, breath, foundation two, foundation three, phonation. So give me some of those lip bubbles next time you're in that laundry room.
Aluminum linoleum, aluminum linoleum.
Or just a little, ah,
Or a little unique New York.
a little bit of
Unique New
that, a
York.
little bit of part of your world.
Yes, a little bit of Ariel.
It's amazing how
Laundry room.
30 seconds, 90 seconds can shift. And it reminds me, even at the end of a super long day, I have this client who I see 8 p.m. on Monday evenings. And she's like, yeah, Mondays are my longest, hardest day. I started at 8 a.m. with this talk in front of hundreds of people, back to back meetings, no time for lunch. And then she comes home, and instead of just tuning out, she chooses at 8 p.m. on Mondays, time for herself, for a voice lesson with me. We breathe. She
Mm,
feels rejuvenated after giving and giving and giving all day these beautiful thoughts that she's putting out into the world to change the world, doing important, meaningful work. And then at the end of the day, she's breathing, singing, exploring, and experimenting with what her voice and body can do.
yeah. Such a beautiful transition and
Mm-hmm.
way to receive after
Yes,
giving so much
exactly.
all day.
Yeah.
What do you say to folks who are like, I can't sing, I'm not musical, I'm not creative, I'm not talented, I'm embarrassed, all those things
Mm.
I'm sure you've heard.
I would say you sound like 50% of my clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people who come to me say, oh, why didn't I do this years ago? They say, I just been thinking about this for a long time and I wasn't sure and I didn't think it was for me. You know, I was told by a choir director that I should just mouth the words or I couldn't sing or, by your own mother. And these types of things get into our identity.
Yeah.
And we think, oh, that's not for me. That's not accessible for me. The reality is, it's something like 0.5% of people actually cannot sing in tune. It's accessible with practice, with guidance
Yeah.
for most everybody to be able to match pitch. And you don't even need to be able to match pitch to just
Yes.
enjoy yourself.
Yes.
But if the thing of that's keeping you from singing is thinking, I can't match pitch. Well, I can take you through some exercises. I can let you know if you're high or low, and we can get you there. And
Yeah.
we can get you to matching pitch in a song that feels good for you. So I would say just give it a try. It feels vulnerable to do something new. We all know about this beginner's mindset. And if you allow yourself to have that experience and not think, I have to like have something prepared in order to even start. No, you just show up.
Mm, yeah. And I love the truth that everyone's voice is different.
Yeah.
And that I think sometimes maybe this used to be a thing for me, or I just feel like it's a thing in the world of like trying to match or sound like something else
Mm-hmm.
versus just really freeing your voice,
Yeah.
like letting your voice
Yeah.
find its way up and out so
Yeah.
unique. And you don't know if you don't try.
Yeah.
You don't ever get to hear that. It makes me think of just the general sort of sing your song, be yourself, give your
Yeah.
gifts to the world in
Yeah.
the way that feels best to you. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
no one else is going to do that. There's no two
Yeah.
of you, even if you're twins.
Yeah.
There's
Your
differences.
physical body changes the way that you sound.
Yeah.
Your own vocal folds, your own vocal tract, the space from your lips to your vocal folds, that shape is just you. The length of your neck, and then of course all the life experience that you bring. You're going to sing that song your own way.
Yeah. How has music shown up in your life as a parent? You mentioned
Oh boy.
singing to Zephyr. You mentioned taking some
Yeah.
breaths in stressful
Yeah.
moments.
Hmm.
What has shown up in parenting for you?
It's so huge. There's so many different threads to this conversation. There's
Next podcast.
right. There's the connection and beauty and joy I found in singing to him when he was literally growing inside my body.
Yes.
There's the like strange expectation I had when I was giving birth that I would be like singing songs. And in reality, what I was doing was just like deeply focusing on my breath so that
Yeah.
I could count every moment going by and vocalizing in a way that I wasn't thinking about, that was just happening and I was allowing. There's working on my repertoire when he was a little baby and I'm holding him and singing and he gets to be around that. There's the joy in now when something comes on the radio that or I put on the speaker and Zephyr turns to me and he says, "Mama, did you play this for me? Did you sing this for me when I was a little baby?" I said, Zephyr, you're right. We haven't listened to Dolly Parton Jolene in a long time, but I remember I played this song for you after Beyonce's album came out, and that was this, and say, yes, Zephyr, we did listen to this song on repeat for a few days, and I don't think I've played it since. And the joy and connection and just the bursting that I feel knowing that this is going to be a lifelong love and passion that we can share. And of course, when I perform with other people and he gets to be in the room with other
Yes.
people, like when he was 9 months old and I sang my first post baby cabaret, and he was held in your mother's arms during
Yes.
this cabaret. She could tell you. And at the end, oh my gosh, I totally didn't plan this. Full circle. At the end of this cabaret, I sang Over the Rainbow.
Yes.
On my final note, your mom will tell you, he made this little ooh. He sang and reached up. I have a video of it actually. I'll send it to you. But like the
Yes.
way that even as a 9 month old, you know, our children, the people in our lives respond to us when we sing to them. Music has so much meaning to me in moments of joy in connection, in friendship, in mothering, in feeling the circle of life in everything when I'm asked the ultimate honor to sing for someone's wedding or sing for someone's memorial.
Yes.
And to bring music to those moments feels like who I am, my spirit.
Yeah. It's such a beautiful offering and connection in those everyday moments and in those
Mm-hmm.
really central rituals in life
Yeah.
to be a part of all of it. And I
Yeah.
think of as you started talking, like gathering around the piano, picking up a
Mm-hmm.
guitar, people just
Yeah.
being relaxed around, even in your living room. It was a housewarming party or
My birthday
it was your
party when you
birthday.
came up. Yeah.
Yeah. And just everyone gathering and we both know this song, let's sing it
Right?
together, and
Yeah.
everyone join in, and what's your inclination, pick up a ukulele, let's go,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
that warmth that comes with that, like that
Yeah.
to me, when I just picture that happening all over the world
Right.
across time, and the
Right.
connection and ease and creativity and
Yeah.
flow, and yeah, there's skills that people have learned, but it's so relaxed. It's such a relaxed way
Yeah.
for people to be together. So, what brings you hope and joy in this life besides everything we're already talking about?
Yes. The people that I choose to bring in my life every day that I am so grateful to know. People like you, people like your mom, who I get to see
Yeah.
once a week, give me hope and remind me of the beauty in the world, the connection. I can see change happening within ourselves. I can see, I'm a proud Minnesotan with our musical Minnesotan tradition of choral singing, to see the way that people have risen up to meet a huge challenge, let's say, with song
Yeah.
and with an invitation
Yeah.
to say, you can make a different choice.
Yeah.
And that hope that I see in our parenting of our young kids, in letting them know, you're not a bad kid, you made a bad choice, let's make a different choice, and how that can show up even in our relationships with other adults, and that we can see in them, you're not a bad person, you made a bad choice. Here's your invitation to come into my circle,
Yeah.
and let's move towards a kinder, gentler future together.
Mm. Just drop the microphone there. How can people connect with you?
Through Instagram, Molly Mary Mahoney, or through my website, mollymarymahoney.com.
Beautiful. We'll put all the links in the show notes and the link to the song as well, so folks can listen. It's on Apple, all the music
Yeah.
places, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for sharing your voice and your lovely energy and self with us today, Molly. I'm so grateful to know you. I feel like I should say thank you to Craig,
I
who
know.
created
What's up, Greg?
Craigslist. What's up, Craig? Are you listening?
Yeah. Hashtag
Thanks.
Craigslist.
Thanks for the magic of the universe and
Right?
the internet.
Yeah. Who would have thought that trade would have led to me then inviting you to our wedding shortly after, and then you becoming one of my best friends, us being pregnant at the same time?
Yes.
Like,
Belly
oh,
bump pictures on
belly
the
bump
Alameda
pictures.
shoreline.
Yeah,
Yeah. Things unfold in wild ways sometimes. I'm so grateful.
truly.
Yeah. I'm so grateful to have you in my life and this deeper connection to music and the joy of it in
Yeah.
all kinds of ways. Thank you so much.
Ditto.
Hmm. it to the end of the episode. Thanks for listening all the way through. Now that you've been listening for a while, I'd love to hear back from you. What's an idea or a story from this episode that sticks with you as we wrap up? Or what's one small thing you can do today to choose a step in the direction of healing or growth? Share your answers and what's been healing for you in the comments below on YouTube, on Instagram at How We Can Heal, or send me a message at info@howwecanheal.com. Also check out howwecanheal.com for free resources, trainings, and the full transcript of each show. If you're listening and loving the show, please leave us a review on Apple, Spotify, Audible, or wherever you're listening right now. If you're watching on YouTube, click the buttons to like and subscribe, and keep sharing the show with anyone it could benefit. Before we wrap today, I want to be clear that this podcast isn't offering prescriptions, it's not advice, nor is it any kind of mental health treatment or diagnosis. Your decisions are in your hands, and I encourage you to consult with any healthcare professionals you may need to support you through your unique path of healing. In addition, everyone's opinion here is their own, and opinions can change. Guests share their thoughts, not that of the host or sponsors. I'd like to thank our guest today again, and everyone who helps support this podcast directly and indirectly. Alex, thanks for taking care of the babe and the fur babes while I record. Last and never least, I'd like to send some love to my big brother Matt, who passed away in 2002. He wrote this music, and it makes my heart so very happy to share it with you here. Till next time.